Hi, my name is Ega and you're watching Talk Talk, my special place to talk about nothing, anything and everything. Before we begin, just hit the subscribe button so you won't miss all my other videos. In today's episode, the topic I'm gonna talk about is love or being loved. Okay, so if you already watched my last episode about my book, it's called What Do You Say? And you already read the book, then you probably already know about my views on this topic. But if you haven't, then just continue listening. Okay, let's begin. So, has someone ever asked you this question? Do you prefer to be the one to love or to be loved by someone? For years, for me personally, my answer will always be I want to be the one to love. I want to love someone, and I found nothing wrong with it. And in fact, there is nothing wrong with choosing to love someone. It doesn't mean it's less than the other one. And for me, I always thought that it was alright for me to love someone even if it is unrequited love. So if someone that I love doesn't love me back, I can just watch him from afar and just continue watch over him and love him with all of my heart. I found nothing wrong with it. But I understand that being loved by someone is also fine. It's also a nice choice and there is nothing wrong with it. And even if you choose to be loved by someone, it doesn't mean that you are less than the other one. It's fine either way. You can choose any way you like. And sometimes I even envy those that are loved and spoiled by their special person. And that is such a beautiful thing to be loved and to be spoiled by them. And even if we are not in love right now, when we are spoiled and we are loved all the time and we are showered with cares, then we might fall in love in the future. So being loved first is also a nice choice. But at some point in my life, I realized that question itself is a trap. It's like asking you to choose one side of a coin, but there is only one coin. And when there is only one coin available, it's either you get it or not. Either you have the coin or you won't have it. So even if you choose one side of the coin, unless you get the other side as well, then you won't have the coin. So if you choose only one side of being loved or to love someone, then you won't have the love. If you want that love, then you have to choose both. You have to have both sides. So if you only have one side, then you won't experience the true love. You won't understand the true love. Because if you are indulging yourself in one side only, then you won't see the other side and you won't see the coin in a complete form. So if you are still fine with one side, then you won't experience love. Perhaps you are still not ready to experience the true love, the complete form of love. And if you still choose one side, then perhaps you are not really in love with that person. So if you really love someone, then fight for it. You have to fight for it. Don't remain in the shadow. Don't just show your love from afar. You just have to show them that you love them. If you really love them, then show it, express your love, and even try to make them love you back. You have to fight for it. You have to fight for it if you really love them. But if in the end they still don't love you back, then you have to stop. Because if they don't love you back, then you won't get the other side of the coin. So it's better to let go and move on. Stop and try to find new love that is really for you. And if you are being loved, then treasure that moment, cherish that moment. Cherish that person, cherish that love. And try to open up your heart, try to love them back. Because if you cannot love them, it's better for you to stop them. Don't let them waste their time. And if you cannot have the coin, if you both cannot have the coin, if you cannot have both sides of the coin, then it's better to just let go and move on. Your real love, both of your real love are still waiting out there, and it's better to stop wasting time. What I'm really trying to say here is this: if you love, or if you are loved by someone, if you still have only one side of the coin, if you still don't have both sides of the coin, then work harder, fight for it, fight to see the other side of the coin. Because unless you have both sides of the coin, then you will lose it. Sooner or later you will lose it. And once you lose it, there is only regret left for you. So if you cannot have the coin, you will lose it. You will lose the coin in front of you sooner or later. So it's better to fight for it than regret it in the future. So if you are in love right now, make sure that you get the coin. Make sure that you have and own that coin. Because unless you have the coin, it's just like saying you will lose it in the end. So fight for it. Try harder to get the coin if you really love that person. And if you really want that love, then you have to fight to have both sides of the coin. So unless you are loved and being loved, then you won't have the real experience of love. Unless you have both of them together, then you won't get to hold the love for long. So that's pretty much what I want to talk about in this video. I hope you find and get your love coin. I hope you own your love coin so you can hold on to it. Okay, so I will talk about more topics next time. You can always leave a comment below if you have any suggestion about the topic you want me to talk about. Okay, so keep searching and finding the good in life, and I'll see you next time. Cheers!